Hey everyone, welcome back to the fourth episode of Admitted, Townsend Harris's premier college admissions podcast, where you hear essays, writing, and other application tips from real students who got accepted into their dream schools. I'm Elliot, once again your host for this episode.
And I'm Katherine. In this episode, we'll be talking to senior Justin Linzan about what got him into Columbia University. Justin, congratulations on your commitment and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Well, as you said, my name is Justin Linzan. I am a senior in Townsend Harris. I applied regular decision on the Common App. Basically, my intended major right now is comp sci, and yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to answer any questions you have for me.
I am honored to welcome a fellow Columbian onto the podcast. So the personal statement, the prompt you chose was discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. So you can start reading whenever you're ready.
I've come to realize that I have a tendency to talk to myself. Occasionally, when I'm solving a difficult problem or undergoing a sudden revelation, I talk out loud, seemingly to no one. In reality, I am talking to Justin. I won't deny that this may sound slightly insane, since even my own mother would glance over and give me a concerned look, but he understands me. However, I learned that this peace can only be attained after a war. The issue began during my Philosophy 101 class. The very first lecture was on Simone Weil and her study, Reflections on the Right Use of School Studies with a View to the Love of God. The very first question my professor asked the class was, why work hard? I stood up, awake, my attention was caught. What is your end goal? My foundation was shaken. What does it mean to be you? I don't know. For once in my life, I looked at Justin and felt he was a foreign entity. He stood in front of me, and next to him was Simone Weil. You work for your family. As the first generation, it is your duty. You want to graduate, get a good job, and not disappoint your parents. You are me, someone who cannot make mistakes. Justin's look frightened me. His words disappointed me. Justin, that isn't true, Miss Weil was speaking to me. She was visibly shaking, her anger evident in her piercing words. That is far from success. Why are you pleasing others? Life is about stupidity. Be happy about your mistakes. They are yours. Live for yourself. I was out of breath the moment I heard this. Was she right? I fell back down in my chair. I tend to think that Justin always has my back. Whether it involves a coding project or simply one compile, the moment Justin appears, it seems I am able to handle it. I would even go as far as to say that all the credit must go to him. Our goal is to be the best, not in an arrogant manner, but in an obligatory way. We just want to succeed. Justin, you're the eldest. You're destined for higher education. You're a genius. Focus on your good traits and use them to your advantage. It was as if Justin was extending a hand out for me. I always held his hand. It felt comfortable. What an obvious lie. I let go and stayed sitting. So you want to ignore your stupidity? How deplorable, seeing you go farther from success. You should be happy you made mistakes, for that means you're closer to victory than ever before. Miss Weil is correct. How could I forget my own parents' warning? Be somebody for you, only then can you provide for your family. Find yourself. Miss Weil is absolutely right. I worked for the sake of working. I did it in order to say I did something. I understand now. Justin, you're wrong. Yeah, I am. No, we are wrong. We were never really happy. Do you have a desire? Yes, we do. I understand you, Justin. Do you long for it? Absolutely. And that is true happiness. And with that being said, today's lecture is over. Please complete the rest of Reflections on the Right Use of School Studies with a View to Love of God. And I'll see you all Thursday. Thank you, Professor. That was all I said before ending the Zoom call. I understand now that I was never happy. I lacked something I tended to ignore. It is time to understand my stupidity. It is time to truly understand Justin.
Thank you so much for sharing with us such a wonderful essay. Now we're going to get into some questions about the college essay writing and application process. Your essay dealt a lot with philosophy and introspection. We first want to ask you why you chose to write about this topic specifically and what it meant to you while writing it.
Well, I felt that when writing about an essay, mostly since it's basically a college's way of viewing who you are and differentiating you from the rest, I wanted to explain what is my motives, what is my motivation, why is it that I even bother writing the essay in the first place. So I asked myself that question. I delve into it. I really love the idea of introspection, which is something that my philosophy teacher really advocated for. And basically, I got the idea that, you know, maybe I'll try to make everyone else think that it's important to look inside yourself sometimes and just figure yourself out, right? Like there is no right answer, but the moment that you stop trying to figure yourself out, you basically are never going to reach the right answer or any answer.
That's very profound. Introspection can be very difficult to write about. So what challenges did you come across while writing this essay? And was the topic of introspection, talking about your philosophy class and relating those two, something you wanted to do initially, or did it sort of come later, that idea?
Well, yeah, I would say initially that was my idea. That was my first idea because back in, I think, junior year, yeah, I had AP Lang, and my teacher, Miss Lipinski, she, our final assignment of the year was to write a mock college essay to help us prepare just to start, you know, writing something. And that was also when I was really, really into philosophy, like really into like researching everything. So yeah, right away I knew I had to write something that's like you said, something profound, something crazy.
Yeah.
But I would say the challenge in that is that I am not knowledgeable enough to really represent like any philosophy or any foundation or anything like that. But the only thing I can show is my own inquiry, my own, I guess, my own questions, my own thoughts that I ponder, you know, and that would never be sufficient to explain it all, but at least I'm offering something, and I want to see if I can offer enough of it.
That was great. So you spoke about like starting this essay in your AP Lang class in your junior year. So was this your first draft? So what was the revision process like for this essay? Who did you show it to or get advice from, if anyone? And how did their feedback help contribute to the final product?
Now, yeah, there's a lot of revisions. I would say it began as a short thing, first of all. It wasn't, it was like, I think 300 words. Like I didn't really use 800 words that we were at the 800 words.
I think 800 for requests for 650 for...
650 for, yeah, I didn't really use the 650 words appropriately as I should. So I thought, you know, I should obviously make it more, I guess not really longer, but more informative. And so, yeah, so I then drafted it again. But then it started to sound weird because, again, always the first takes sound better.
Yeah.
And then when you're told that you have to like kind of extend it, it always sounds really awkward. So I had to thank my editors. I had a bunch of, I think the classic people. I had Devin Wu, I had Rebecca Ortiz, who you should
Get on the show. Our first episode this season, yeah.
New Chicago, Rebecca. Shout out to her, honestly. She really helped me out.
Shout out.
And yeah, Devin Wu as well. They looked over the essay, and they really gave me a lot of advice. They commented on stuff. They said that stuff sounds awkward. I think you should shift it, because I feel like I'm an idea guy. I'm not really a grammar or syntax guy. I'm more of a like, that's a really good idea, you should delve deeper. But like, I don't know what words to use. So having editors help.
I think you asked me to like look at something, but not like the Common App. It was like a few supplements or something. I don't know if I did like that good of a job, but I know that you did apply to a pretty like wide range of schools for regular decision, including Columbia. So why did you decide to sort of include Columbia in that mix? And now that, you know, we're here, why did you decide to commit to go?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ellie. I was very anxiety-ful.
No, it was all you. It was all you.
No, but it was the last day, and I found you. I spammed you, and I was like, Ellie, I need you to read it.
It was no problem. Don't worry about it.
But I chose Columbia because I felt it was everything. It was a little of everything that I was looking for personally. It was a school that's prestigious, that is internationally recognized, a school that's also in New York. That's where I live. I don't want to be too far for personal reasons, and I kind of want to, because I feel like I'm gonna live northeast, in the country. So I want to keep my connections northeast.
Definitely.
At Columbia it is a really renowned research institution, and so many people, very very smart people, smarter than me, but they're gonna go there, and I want to talk to them. I want to see what's up, like just hello.
So what are some things that you're thinking about doing in college, or any like things you're thinking about in the future? So like clubs, or just like any extracurricular?
I would say, well, because like I said, my goal is really increasing my network and making sure I get more friends, because I want to broaden my horizons. I would join a kind of comp sci hackathon kind of club if I can. I say if I can because people say it's much harder to get into clubs than it is to college.
Yeah.
But for fun, at least I will. I want to do the DJ thing. I think when
Oh yes, WKCR for those who don't know. Columbia University is known known for a lot of things, but for one thing, it's radio station WKCR. Yeah, my parents listen to it.
Feel you like speak on the radio station?
And we have your own playlist still for music. They give you your own little schedule thing. It is like personally, I'm not gonna be like a radio guy or something, but as a fun thing,
Being like a ghost would be awesome, So you talked a bit about what you want to do in college. What about sort of, if you want to talk about the things that you've done in your high school career that have maybe been very important to you, that you think really helped edify you in terms of who you are today as a student and who you'll be, when you enroll in Columbia in the fall. What are some challenging things that you've done?
I would say I did a little bit of everything. Like right now, I'm part of the green team. I'm also part of the code wrestle team, the captain of the code wrestling team. I just really like that work and conversational lifestyle. I'm not a cubicle guy that's like on his own room. I'm more of a actively going around and getting stuff done for team type of guy. And like I appreciate that. Like I like that. And something that like early on, freshman year already, I was a part of the co-ed varsity wrestling team. I was for 145 pounds, and already it was so fun. It was so exciting because it's kind of not like your normal teams where it's like you're all actively actually working together. It's more like each person has their own individual match with someone, and it all builds up. So like our team, there's like let's say like there's 10 starters, right? So if whoever has the most wins with their starters, like individual matches, is the team that wins. And that's like really, really, really cool because you train the whole entire time, and now it's you. Like now it's no longer putting it to your teammates. It's playing up you're there, and you have all that support and everything. And then, and a lot of tutoring. I did a lot of tutoring. I actively help with chemistry and physics, underclassmen. I did the
Big Sub, Little Sib.
Big Sub, Little Sib. But I feel like that really solidified the whole. I'm not a teacher, but more so I'm a like conversationalist. Like I love like talking with them with problems and saying that like, he couldn't understand a dipole reaction. Like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's break down what it even means, and then they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. But why did my teacher explain it like this? I mean, it's more complicated. And I'm like, I don't know.
So, what advice would you give to current students who are beginning the college application writing process?
Okay, so advice. Well, personally, for me, it was very interesting how, like I said, I started really early on. I really started early on, a year earlier, and I feel like that really helped solidify like my pathway. So I think that's important. I feel like I don't think you should like I guess you would say like try hard or waste a lot of time like junior year writing your essay ready. But I would say at least write something like just for fun, out of fun, like curiosity, like this is an interesting topic. Let me delve deep into it, see what I can make.
Just to explore it.
Yeah. And then you can forget about it. Like, that's kind of what I did. I just forgot about it up until, I guess, a month before deadline, I would say.
So
But
like late November or late December.
somewhere along those lines. And I wouldn't say like, if that's not for you, that's not for you, because obviously some people need more time, more editing time and everything like that. But for me, I kind of already had that baseline. Like, I already knew everything was there. I just needed to do some revisions and editing. So I feel comfortable. Just get comfortable with it. I know it's a big thing. Like, this is your next 4 years. You can literally get waitlisted or rejected, and then you'll be like, oh man, I accepted to like this school that I don't really like. And yeah, it's possible, it could happen, but keep in mind that you should not, your brain shouldn't be like competitive. It shouldn't be like, oh, I have to be better. It's more like, I have to be distinct, and by being distinct, you have to actually be personal with it. Not personal as in, because I know everyone says like, don't be tragic. Like, tragedies, I try to avoid like drama things, because the college admissions are not looking for sob stories. They're looking for you, who you are.
Just sort of like trauma-based essays.
Yeah. Like, that's something that Mr. Pinty really said, be careful for that. Like, because they're not gonna. It's not like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel bad. You're in.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you gotta be careful of that. Be careful. Like, but you can use that and bring that personality into your essay. Don't make the focus like, I had this problem. Make the focus is, I had this problem and it created who I am today. And that's usually like colleges would be, they would cry for that. They'll be like, finally someone's doing it right.
So I think that wraps it up for today's episode of Admitted. Thank you to our viewers and listeners, Qualler Prep, for being our sponsor, our producers, and of course Justin, our honored guest, for coming onto the podcast today.
For more episodes of Admitted, you can subscribe to us at the Classic TV, or check out our Spotify and our Apple Podcasts. And to keep up with the Classic, you can go to our website, thhhsclassic.com, or critic.thhsclassic.com, as well as follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at THHS Classic.
But also, shout out to Elliot. He's the one with me. He's like, he's my buddy.
I'm honored to go with Justin.
Exactly. Close. Only two people.
We're the only ones so far. Yeah. So I'm excited to embark on my next 4 years with the Justin here. I think it's gonna be great.
You're a comp sci, friend.
Oh yeah.
You never hang up.
I'm gonna need help if I take comp sci.
Okay.
So yeah. But anyway, it's been a pleasure having you on, Justin. So,
thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
So I guess that's all. See you next time on Admitted.
Bye.
Bye.